from the Litchfield Hills to Long Island Sound. You are watching Live with Lumi and Michelle. And now your host, MicheleMarieDalene.
Hi guys, hello, Merry meets everybody. I know I'm a little bit late. Actually, right now for you guys, I'm actually right on time. But for me, I'm a little late because of the fact, well, I ended up basically sleeping in a bit because I was still a little extra tired. And so, I ain't doing bad. So I ended up basically trying to catch up some sleep after dealing with some computer problems, which we fixed them all up on yesterday. But, well, for now, actually, I still got to clean out the dust out of the North Bridge. The North Bridge chip is underneath the big heatsink along with the main processor. So I got to buy the heatsink grease and stuff and take the cover off and re-grease everything. And unfortunately, I didn't get paid yet by YouTube for today. So, God knows how long that's gonna take. I'm supposed to get paid today. But, how you doing, Kevin? John Heyman? No, don't think I'm too late, no. Just, I've just been burning a lot of midnight oil lately. Just trying to get things working right. So, I'm waiting to see how much money I'm going to be paid today from AdSense, because usually the 22nd, which is today, usually around after 12 noon, is when the payment posts to my AdSense account. And I just checked the AdSense. It didn't show a payment posting yet. But I'm going to definitely be... Yeah, well, I need it because it's going to cost me about... For the stuff I'm going to be buying. And that's not even including the RAM chips, but I might add the RAM chips into the package. The heatsink grease, the Allen wrench, and the CR2032 batteries are definitely on the you better get the soon list. And the electrical box, the keystone plate, and the cable is kind of on a... Well, this is for your summer project. And so we're going to try to get them all at once so I can get things started. And that's what I got to do. I ain't doing red. Oh, let me get the panel up. I didn't forget you guys. I actually just forgot to copy the link. Okay. Hey, I want to... G-Meets from this Twitch will actually say... Because I actually... But if it don't, I can manually type it too. It's no big deal. Yeah, I'll type it anyway. Link to our public panel. I don't have the private one up anyway. Yeah. And for those of you on Twitch, or Twitter and Twitch, both of you actually, I want to just say that I tried to keep everything organized between the two different groups. But sometimes it's kind of hard not to screw up somewhere. So let's see, how is our fans doing? Boost to A is at 2,270 intake. Power supply fan is actually a little bit on the higher side right now. Holy shit. PCI fans running that fast? Why? Probably because the stupid compartment was it cranked the heat up on me, and I had to trying to keep the processor under. PCI fan is pretty close to maximum. 4,500. Holy shit, man. My poor CPU is getting kicked to the kiwis big time. No, it's not glitching, but we actually think that glitching was actually caused not by the computer, but because of the CPU and the north bridge were actually running extra hot, and the north bridge CPU heatsink is underneath the big metal heatsink of the big processor. So I gotta reseat and clean out both. So I need a 3 millimeter Allen wrench, 15 millimeters or 15 centimeters long, to reach in there and clean out the dust. Once you take the cover off, though, we're going to end up having to put new heatsink grease on. I don't have any Arctic Silver on me right now. Noodles, first of all, I really don't think that's appropriate language for your show. I really don't. I know you think it's all kind of funny, but there is an area of where you're starting to approach what they call sexual harassment. And I think you need to be careful. So, both me and the computer are got fans blowing on us because you can see I got my winter dress on today. I'm gonna be going to get my refills and my prescriptions, so I'm gonna head out before it rains. It's just gonna start raining about 2. Yeah, I definitely. Now, I did not keep up with all the stuff going on in the world news about Ukraine or the truckers, other than the one piece with the American organizer for the American version of the Freedom Convoy has said that he wants to totally shut down the Washington, D.C. Beltway. One word for you. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. The fact of the matter is, the situation in this world is clearly evident that the people are starting to fight back against tyranny. And they have to, because You don't want a dictator in charge. Yeah. But don't forget, the Ukraine itself was already in a localized civil war even before all this started. Okay, so it wasn't like there wasn't already a war already going on, because there was. There's a civil war going on. There's a civil war going on for your mind. The new, my variation of the Alex Jones um, slogan, which just says there's a war on for your mind. But the truth of the matter is, the civil war has been already going on in Ukraine prior to this. So people tend to forget that. They think, oh, well, it's only started because of Russia. No, 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 not at all. Not, actually, far from it. Russia is not necessarily the tyranny here. I wouldn't say Putin's totally innocent either, but look at the facts. What's going on here? They already were fighting. A couple years ago, Eastern Ukraine had a referendum. And the referendum was specifically to vote for them to leave the Ukraine because they wanted to return to it being Russian republics. And so they had a referendum. And the area, the Western Ukraine, was like, sorry, we don't accept your referendum because it was not in our favor. Excuse me, the people have voted to leave. And even then, Obama was saber rattling, even then, because the fact is that he didn't like it. Trump didn't say much at all about it, because I think Trump realized that, in essence, the people themselves had a peaceful referendum to leave. And I think that he just wanted to basically let the local politicians in the Ukraine deal with the matter. But anyway, that's over 4,000 miles away, where I am anyway. In fact, it's way more than 4,000 miles away. Half a world away. What's going on upstairs in Canada is even more scary, because that's not far away from me, geographically speaking. And I'm not going to go into too much detail on it, but just to say is, what's going on is very frightening with government overreach. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, so we'll have to see what happens. Now, by the way, while we're talking about everything that's going on, I wanted to point out that a lot of people are really wondering what's going to happen to our local economy because of all the stuff that's going on, all the instability. I'll tell you right now, Stop and Shop has a real problem getting food in the store locally. Market 32 had more food in the store, but they were still running low on things, and certain things that have to be shipped by truck. Okay? The situation, if this DC convoy does what they're planning on, getting groceries to your store is going to be much more difficult. I'm going to panels up. And the fans are working pretty good. Power supply fan is PCI fan, not the power supply fan, is cruising. I really don't understand how in the hell it's running so damn fast. Because you're trying to cool the North Branch chip. Yeah. Because that's full of processor benefits too from it. But I'm wondering if it's working. But clearly I have to clean underneath that processor chip. The problem is Apple and their divine wisdom to making the one tray solution had put the North Bridge chip in underneath the same shielding as the CPU. Now, this computer processor tray, as far as I know, hasn't been worked on since it was made in the factory in 2009. So, I wonder just how bad the dust situation is underneath the tray. Something to think about. Right now, the processor is staying at a comfortable 43 degrees Celsius. Video card isn't doing too bad either, kind of think of it. Still, I wonder, what's the future going to be with shipping and supplies and everything else because of all the protests. I have to be honest, I sure the hell would hate to think of what would happen if so many other American companies decided to join the truckers' convoy. And one of them happens to be UPS or United Postal Service. Independent contractors. Now, what that means is there are drivers that deliver the mail to the distribution points that are independent contractors. Stop asking for stuff when you you wanted snow. Well, at the beginnings of the cold anyway. While you're sitting there worrying about freezing your red noodle, I'm gonna be basically very warm right now in my home because I have got to go shopping. I'm not shopping, but I gotta go get supplies. And let's see. The rain's supposed to now start about 3 o'clock. Expected high today will be 13 degrees. Wednesday is going to be 15. Thursday is going to be down cloudy at a temperature of 1. Friday, now if we move from Thursday to Friday, 100% chance of snow, high of 1 degree. Now, in the area that Red's talking about there, Modesto, California, is about the same temperature as it is right here. All right. Mostly sunny. I don't see any snow for you guys. Your high is going to be about the same as ours. You're going to be remember, I got a feeling that your winter cycles are shorter than ours, so it's just that computer glitch in the card. Not really. Let's see, I'm just checking something here. PCI fans are running a little on the high side. Wow. 4,500 RPM. Definitely have got to get that North Bridge fixed. Because that thing is really it's doing better now. CPU is running at 46 degrees, which is okay. The North Bridge right now is running okay. But the boost is also running on the high side. So when I talk about not normal, well, you did ask for some snow. I can't give you that, but I can certainly give you the cold. Don't worry, it's going to warm up. California is pretty much, from what I understand, speaking, is kind of similar to location of latitude as maybe a little bit closer to Philadelphia. I think it's close to the same latitude as Philadelphia. But you got the Pacific Ocean on the west, which brings the colder water into your area. Remember, El Nino is over. We're in La Nina now. So that changes the jet stream, brings it closer and lower down for your area. Yeah. 60 is cool for us here. And you wait till you see a couple night temperatures. You're gonna be in the 20s. Fortunately, you have central heating. But You guys have central heating anyway. It's not like the Caribbean where the whole idea of having heating in your house is almost a rarity. Oh, my legs. Uh, yeah, I know. Like your grapevines. Don't worry about the grapes. The grapes are going to be fine because it's not going to stay that way. No, I like to give you guys surprises. That's a good point. Let's see now. I'm just checking my email real quick here. Nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here. I received a refund at $12.99. Nothing here, nothing here. Nope. Nothing yet from the AdSense people yet. Well, I don't know what pickles it's cold means, but you want to see cold? You try going outside when it's about 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, yes, cold. With a wind blowing at 10 miles an hour. Wearing a short sleeved dress. Now, without a jacket on, which I often do. That's cold. Okay. Yeah, the pug, okay. They have a very short fur, almost like a chihuahua. They don't have a very thick coat at all. That's why I make dog sweaters. You know. Frozen peaches. Well, it wasn't even that cold. That's his refrigerator is probably about the same temperature as it is outside right now. Yeah, well, it's like I said, you want cold. Walk outside, 20 degrees Fahrenheit, wind blowing at 10 miles an hour with a short sleeve dress, no jacket. Remember, like Bridget Fonda said, real cold will kill you dead. Just like that. No shit. How you doing, Deborah Cleans? We have the piano open, but there's nobody on the piano. It's like, why do I have it open? It's like, I don't know. You and your ice screwed me. No work today. How so? Well, unfortunately, it's not quite over because there's still more snow in our area coming on Friday. Really? Where is this area? Because right now where I am, it's just bare asphalt. DB. Wisconsin. Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be the pretty much from the jet stream and the cold air from Canada coming down, combining with the lake effect snow and things. Which I don't think it's lake effect snow is your problem right now, but I think it's just the colder air mixing with the warmer moisture from the south. How you doing, Gianni? How you doing? Hopefully the computer will keep working today, because Michelle's got to clean out the north bridge and the CPU. She's waiting to get paid from YouTube so she can go ahead and buy the materials they need to clean that. Yeah, we gotta get the dust out of the CPU enclosure. I need another wrench, and I need the heatsink grease. I have them on my shopping list. I think I need to bring the processor speed down on the PCI slot a bit more, because I think that thing's running way too fast for fan. So let me bring this thing down to PCIe ambient. See if that's going to screw up the computer, but probably not. So what's the PCIe ambient temperature anyway? 29 degrees. Okay. I don't know. This computer needs a real cleaning. So, I don't know when the payment's going to come in, but I got to go get my refills at the pharmacy today, too. I'll walk down there, grab those, and then I will take care of that stuff. PCI slot speed's coming down. Still seems like it's still running a little fast. Yeah, I think PCI is running a little fast still, but much closer to where it should be. I'm going to switch it to automatic and see what it does, what it normally links to. Okay. PCIe ambient temperature, it's actually, I'll leave it on that. Because that does make sense, because at least will cool the CPU. So, when I get a chance, we're going to clean out the heatsink grease of the CPU in the North Bridge. And, little maintenance, little TLC, and the coin cell for the computer clock too, because the battery's dead. And so I'm gonna get that done. New battery for the coin cell for the clock. I think your processor your CPU starting to get a little on the hot side again. I don't know. I don't think so. I'm just checking the speed here. PCI bus is still running pretty good speed. Northbridge CPU 8 core is running a little on the high side. Well, I'm gonna leave that alone since right now it looks like it's okay for the time being. I'm gonna I might just put the other video card back in for now, just to make sure this card doesn't get thoroughly cooked. Because the other one, even though it only uses 2 fans instead of 3, seems to be a little more tolerant with this motherboard. As the Northbridge chip is running, and the CPU is running that hot, any threads that it tries to send a video card are going to basically, totally mess things up. But when I'm not live streaming, there's not a problem. Then the computer just sits there as cool as a cucumber. But when you're live streaming, it's like the computer has an anxiety attack. Ah! Kind of like an old man that's being pushed a little hard, I can't do this anymore. I'm tired. I'm grumpy. I want to sit down and sleep. Yeah, I get it. The video cards are kind of the same way. Computers the same way. It is, as far as you look at it this way, it is an old man, It's been around a long time, since 2010, 2009. How many presidents did it see? How many? I mean, it survived the 2012 potential fizzler. It survived Gulf War. No, it didn't. It wasn't main Gulf War yet. Oops, sorry. It survived a lot of changes, and it's still being used this day. Just amazing. Now, FC says to me, why did you buy a used video card? Because right at the time I bought this, it was really hard to get new video cards. Okay? There was a total shortage of new video cards at prices that were not going to basically require me to go apply for a mortgage. Okay? There was total shutdown of the chip factories. And some manufacturers for cars are still experiencing hardships of getting chips. So you see, the thing was, that's the reason why we bought the chips that we bought, the computer stuff that we bought, was because we knew that we needed to get stuff done, but we didn't want to blow a wad paying $7,000 for a video card, especially for an R9 280. And I'm not even talking about the overclocked variant, factory overclocked. I have one. The other card is R9 280X. That thing is fast. Actually, both cards are fast. There's nothing wrong with both cards for what I use them for. But the thing is that what frustrates me is that a lot of people look at the way I spend my money to buy things, and they're like, oh, she bought this, she bought that. Why didn't she buy this and those things over there or the other ones? Or like, hey, cut me a little slack here, okay? You buy what you can afford, and if you can't afford to pay $5,000, $6,000 for a video card with 3 gigabytes of RAM, brand new, with an aftermarket EFI BIOS upgrade, you're not going to spend that kind of money. No, actually, I already talked to the seller. He said to me, he says, I can give you your money back. He said, but I did personally test that card, and the card is perfectly fine. And I told him, I said, well, I think the problem might be my CPU more than anything, because the CPU is running really hot. And after I turn the fans up on the CPU, and when the computer is doing nothing and just sitting, idle, the card works like a champ. It's only live streaming with OBS that the card and the CPU are both. Actually, the card wasn't going nuts, but the CPU is definitely going nuts. Huge hits of heat coming off that CPU, and I bet you anything, the CPU heat increase is probably long gone. Well, that's your opinion. That's your opinion. I don't think it was stupid, considering the fact that I priced the other ones with the EFI boot RAM. They were even more expensive. Like the R9 280X, which 8 gigabytes of RAM, they wanted over $4,000 for it. For the 580X. And I was like, I'm not spending $5,000 for a video card. No way. I said, I just want to play my game. I want to be able to get my boot screen so I can see which operating system I'm picking for the day. I don't want to spend $1 million on a video card. Well, not really having problems with the video card right now. Right now, I think the problem is more my Northbridge and the main CPU. Because when a video card we thought it was a video card, and it caused the computer just totally shut down and reboot, and caused the USB to totally flake out. That wasn't the video card. That was the CPU that did that. Okay? And that makes sense because I was seeing temperatures close to 60, 70 degrees Celsius for the CPU on the board. 60 to 70 degrees Celsius for an Intel quad-core Xenon is in one hell of a hot chip. The market is about to rebound in a few weeks. Right now, there is less and less desire in the mining industry right now for the video cards, for mining Ethereum. So you're going to be seeing the continued older cars becoming surplus in the market. But the elephant in the room that no one is talking about, and some of the car manufacturers are running into, is chip shortages. That's a problem. If you can't get the chips to make a video card, you can't make a video card cheaper when the chips are costing more to make. Well, let's put it this way. 70 degrees temperature is almost warm enough to take a nice hot bath in or a shower. You know, you're talking about a processor running that hot. What is that doing for the insides of the chip? I'm talking about my main CPU, which is the Intel Xenon. You like to cook the innards of your chip more than anything. That's one of the reasons why, if I do put in another Xenon processor in this computer, like the 6-core Westmere, the first thing I'm going to run into is the same damn problem. You're going to have to get that fans and the dust out of there underneath the CPU heatsink, because if you don't, and you put that thing in there, you're going to seriously cook the hell out of your chip. And that's an issue. If you can't keep the heat out of your computer, you know, like right now, I'm just checking CPU 8-core temperature. It's running at 63 degrees Celsius. Holy crap. Well, the Northbridge chip, which is under the same thing, right now it's running at a moderately fine 44 degrees Celsius. That's one hot mama. That's one hot mama right there. You're talking close to hot enough for a nice warm shower. You want to. Yeah, well, right now things are starting to change for the better for the CPU market and the GPU market. But let's look at one thing that also where it could also be a real bad time. The situation with the economy is not improving. Okay? The inflationary trend is getting close to 10%. They say by June, July, inflationary rate will be up 10% from this time last year. Now, if that's the case, that is not the time to go out there and buy CPUs, GPUs, and RAM sticks. Because if you buy them then, everything is going to be so much more expensive. I mean, I've been looking at this. Get a chance to show. No, I don't know. But what I will do, because I don't want to see this board get turned into instant crispy charcoal, is after the show, I'm going to swap this card out and put the other R9 back in, because that one has had its trials by fire, and it's also is a used card. But it seems to be that the Sapphire card seems to be more tolerant to this machine. Don't forget, this card also has been modified for the Mac to support the 5 gigathreads per second. Don't ask me what that means. I'm not exactly sure what gigathreads per second means, but I do know that this means that this card has to, and the whole computer chain has to be in tip-top shape. Who knows? Maybe there's corrosion on the pins on the processor Slido tray. There could be dirt in there. There could be corrosion in there. We don't know. Maybe I'm over exaggerating. Maybe there's nothing wrong. Maybe the problem is between the seat and the keyboard. I wouldn't totally dismiss that. Maybe I'm just an over anxious Virgo Aquarius hybrid trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing here, and without no instructions, no guidelines, no pointers, and just trying to hold on. Well, I see the local economy and my health take a nosedive. Now, I think that means something. Do you think I like the fact that if my HDL goes down 1 point, that I could be in a box 6 feet underground? No, I do not. I actually do not like the fact that because of something so innocuous, something so simple, that if my HDL, which is the good cholesterol, goes down 1 more point, I could be in a box. Okay? Not even, I mean, even if you take all the prescription medications that you're supposed to take, it may not cause much of a change. But on the other hand, I mean, I've got to keep trying to do the best I can, and that's all I can do in life. Ugh. Who knows? I mean, I still want to buy new anyway. After all, I do plan to build I do have another PC laying around here that needs a new motherboard anyway. And I got another case. That's a newer case that would be a perfect design for a new motherboard as well. ATX form factor case. That's sitting in my storage bin, which unfortunately my landlord still hasn't cleaned up his porch. So I can't take the stuff out of my storage bin because it's going to get mixed up in his construction waste from doing apartment 10. How you doing, Skynet? What do you mean? Here we go again. What does that mean? I gotta get an RTX 360. Yeah, well, I got a PC that was given to me that this is a PC now. I put a new coin cell in there. We tried to power it up. The thing would not even turn over at all. No lights, no nothing. And I said to the guy, gave it to me, he says, "Oh, I think your power supply is croaked." I said, "More than likely." I said, "Because if you never did anything to the motherboard, and it didn't even look dirty." I was like, "This doesn't even look dirty." This is about 10 years ago. So I know that the motherboard is a little bit out of date. It was running Windows 7, I think. And I said, "This thing is not even turning on. I put a new coin cell in. It's still not turning on." He gave it to me. I said, "So obviously something is not getting or the power supply is not either generating electricity or the power supply is shot." So what I'm thinking is the power supply would probably be the most likely culprit first. What? Well, I don't know anything about the motherboard of that machine either. And the fact is, it's got um, I don't even know if it's an i series chip or if it's a Celeron or a um, Intel, third what's it called there? Oh wait, it's one of the bigger chips. I think it might be an i5. But the thing is that it doesn't turn over. So, but I haven't had a chance to look at it because it's sitting at the bottom of my storage bin. And when the landlord basically got his porch full of crap from 10, I can't even get into my storage bin to get it, to look at it. And that is something that just, I find frustrating is that I feel in some ways like some of my stuff is like frozen, so to speak. Because you can't get to the stuff because it's in the storage bin and you can't get at it. And we have to put the stream link out to Krista. I'll put it out there now. Share a link out to Craig Sr. I don't even think Blazing Leo's up, for that matter. Or McHenry Cruz or. Well, I'm in here. Stan CT. Might as well put him on here too, right? Because he's obviously not here right now. Blazing Leo. All right. So, yeah. I don't know what that means. So, just I remember when I was in high school, computers were. I mean, this computer here has more power than the mainframes in my high school years, which is scary to think about. 1983, I was in high school, right? We had computers like the digital VAX and the PDP-11s, and they had less RAM than this one does. And they were big, large, monstrous machines. This computer could easily have replaced a whole room of VAX clusters. I mean, this computer here does the work that a whole room of VAX clusters does. I mean, if you were to try to stream video back in 1982, 83, good luck. Because most computers then, even in VAX clusters, couldn't even do streaming of video. That's why people stuck with analog video for so long. Because they realized that processing video would have been almost impossible to do in a realistic way. How you doing, Krista? I gotta go get my refills at my pharmacy today. Hi, Stan. I'm in a court all morning, Hartford. Can't participate this morning. Okay, that's fine, Stan. I understand that. So let me give you guys a quick recap for those of you who just came on. I went to the doctor's yesterday. He says I got to be a little more proactive with my health because if I don't, I'm going to be heading towards the box. 6 feet under. Yeah, you know what I mean. So I got to go get my refills today at the pharmacy. Right. Well, mine was a Timex Sinclair 1000. The Commodore 64 was a computer I bought about 1984 with my money from my first summer job. Second summer job, I'm sorry. That Commodore 64, I didn't have money for the disk drive at the time. So I was using it with a data set to store things on tape. Yeah, I don't want to be 6 feet under either. It's one of the reasons I got to do something about it. And then, of course, I cleaned the computer out yesterday because the computer needed its own physical. It was full of dust. I still got to get the Allen wrench so I can take off the heat sink top of the processor in the north bridge and clean them, because I bet you, Kangaroo, those things are probably so full of dust it's not even funny. Yeah. Well, I started out with a Timex Sinclair 1000. Then I saved up my money for my summer job. And I got a Commodore 64 with a data set. And then eventually I got the disk drive for it, the Commodore 1541. I still got my original 1541. I don't have the original Commodore 64. The power supply committed suicide, which totally destroyed the computer. But the original hard drive or floppy drive also needs to be fixed because it needs a recap. Yeah, I gotta totally recap that sucker. I keep planning to get to it, but it's not my main machine. Then I got a Commodore VIC 20 given to me. And I never had a Commodore 128. I know somebody who did. Stanley Frost had the Commodore 128 with the matching monitor and everything. And it was pretty sophisticated. He had the complete set with the 1571. He had the Commodore monitor. What was it, 1802? And then, of course, the Commodore 128. And he mostly used it in Commodore 64 mode. Yeah, I remember those days. And I dreaded when you sat there loading a low program on the computer, and you get load error. And you're like, you about ready to pull your hair out of your skull. What do you mean load error? What were you doing for the last 5 minutes? Hi, Craig. How you doing? Good morning, Michelle. Happy Tuesday. Good to see you have gotten some rest. And I really enjoyed when you went out with Krista live video. Yeah, well, we didn't do a video with Krista yesterday, but because I sat in the car, but because I didn't want to go in the store. I really wasn't feeling up to going in the store yesterday, but I sat in the car, and it was still really hot in the car. But I got to clean the heat sinks on the processor and the Northbridge chip. I have to get to those guys. So I'm hoping that today YouTube is going to mail me my payment so I can actually go buy the supplies. No, he doesn't. Craig Senior says, Chris, glad to see you having fun. I'm saying glad to see you, hon, and I'm doing well, and it's wonderful that you are able to help Michelle out. You are an angel. Yes, she helps out. Oh, Krista, Ed did give me some beer cans, but he forgot to hand them to you yesterday because he was tired. If you want to come by, Ray come by and pick up a couple bags or a bag of beer cans, he's got them for you. Thank you. Much appreciated. So whenever you or Ray can come by and pick up the beer cans, they're here for you. I don't think all of us are going to die. I think that's over exaggeration, Carlos. I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. Because here's why. Number one, humanity is too tenacious and too stubborn to give up that easy. Craig, make me feel good. So, I mean, I don't think we're going to see the end of humanity. At least not because of humanity's own stupidity. However, one of the things that humanity should have done from the beginning is gotten itself into space and started planning for the day when we have to finally set up a second planet for ourselves, a second colonial planet, colony, whatever. We should have had a base on the moon by now. We should have begun the process of preparing for a base on Mars. We never did that. Why? Stephen Hawking even warned us about this. We never did any of this. How are you doing, Remington Gage? And so right now, the humanity is struggling to understand what it's supposed to do. Red Foreman, what are the explosions over? Explosions are overseas, and the Russians are actually attacking. How doesn't that surprise me? Craig, Ukraine has been in a civil war now, even before Russia even got involved directly into the issue. People of Ukrainians were bombing and killing Ukrainians in their civil war. So it's no more different than when it was a civil war. It just turns up the heat a few notches, that's all. He made it with fake peacekeepers. Carlos says, I'm going broke on gas. Well, what do you... Well, okay. Yeah, that's an issue. You think the price of gas is going to go down over this? No. What do you do for... Obviously, you drive a lot. Oh, I don't know, guys. Here's the deal. We live in a stupid, crazy world. We certainly need a forced stimulus check. Seniors like me are trying to heat their homes when oil and gas is going through the roof. It's hard enough under normal circumstances. I got your back. Exactly. Oh, I got a feeling gas is going to be a lot more than $7 a gallon, honey. Look at the inflationary index. They say by June, inflation will be 10% of last year. 10% higher than last year. $7 a gas? I think it's going to be a lot more than $7. I'll tell you that. Yeah, they do. They do that in almost all states. And the federal government even has what they call the Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program. This is a federal program. Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program, or LEHEAP. Okay? And people in certain income brackets, which includes me and Krista, are eligible for that money, as I'm sure Craig would be too. Maybe. I agree with you on the stimulus check too, because, and I don't mean, I'm sorry, but federal government, do me a favor. Knock it off with the food stamps. Okay? In one sense, you're actually creating a really big problem, which is this. And at the same time, you're solving a problem. Food stamps are good for food, great for farmers, great for them to sell more of their products to the consumer. Fantastic. The problem is people like Craig and others have said need money for energy, for heating their homes, for procuring fuel. This is the things that we need money for. Now, I heard from Blind the Billionaire a lot of different numbers. I've heard him say that they were proposing a $360 increase a month on people on fixed income. He said there also is other proposals. In fact, there's so many proposals, and he is having a hard time keeping track of them all. The point is that they got to do something now, and they got to do it quick, and they got to stop trying to, push the Republicans out of everything. In fact, this bill that they're proposing can't even go in as a one-sided bill legislation there. I keep forgetting what that's called. But anyway, the point is, you know what I'm talking about. Kind of reconciliation. It can't even go in as reconciliation. It has to have 60 votes minimum. And it's like, work with the Republicans and get this damn thing passed. Come on. You guys got to do something. Selling bags of what, Red? 61% of America is now living paycheck to paycheck. That's right. 100% true. And some people don't even get that much. The homeless population is exploding in the United States right now. The homeless population is exploding. There's no place to put them. Makes me sad. It really does. We got an increase of 365 of people. SSI, SSDI, and Megaland and Social Security. Absolutely. And that's one of the proposals, Krista. The problem is, a proposal is not the same thing that's been signed, sealed, and delivered to the president for his signature. So, unfortunately, at this point, it's just as good as an idea, because that's exactly what it means. It hasn't even been drafted yet. Yeah, well, you know what? Typically, sometimes you gotta take what you can get. Especially now. I don't know. Just, it's just really strange times we live in. Oh yeah, by the way, for those of you who did wanted to know, right now the fans are working fine right now. So shit, Krista, you don't know. What do you mean? Um, it's all about choices. Let them make it. Just because they're homeless, why should they sell them bags of heroin? They kill them up. That's not right. And besides that, some people didn't actually make a choice to be homeless. Take a look at the low income situation. That people in low income in our area, and Kristen will verify this with me. Your single bedroom or even a single room occupancy, which consists of a room with no kitchen, that you own, no bathroom, you share a bathroom, share a kitchen, is $650 a month. Now, if you're making $760 a month average, there's a lot of people on SSI, SSD I make. You only got like maybe $100 after the bills are paid. That means that you have no cushion. So if the landlord comes to you, knocks on your door, and goes, "Hey, Michelle, next month the rent's going up $100." Guess what? You might as well tell them right there. Sorry, I'm gonna have to turn in my keys. I can't afford it. So you see, then what happens? You're homeless because the rent went up and you didn't have it. Is that your fault? No. Okay. It's the fact that the landlord went up in rent and you had no place to go. The government is giving out free. Yeah, I've heard about the crack pipes. How hard is it to make something out of borosilicate glass? Come on. It's like, do you really need to make crack pipes? What would they need to make crack pipes? It's not that hard to make crack pipes. You can buy the crack pipe material from any chemical supply shop. Yes, they know. They do. They absolutely do. Landlords do have bills to pay. And that because they're struggling too, because there are costs associated with owning a rental property. They taxes, the insurance, the mortgage, but the problem is that what are you supposed to do then? Carlos, what's your question? I'm going back to see if we can find your questions here. Carlos. Should be easy to find you. There we go. Let me say that Putin decided to take all of Ukraine and China decided to take Taiwan. Would we feel an economic collapse? Would that start World War III? Well, first of all, the situation with China, aka Formosa, actually in Taipei, went back to originally an agreement that was signed between the late British Empire and China that made Taiwan a colony of the UK. Which lease or the contract expired in 1998, I believe. I might be wrong. Which means at that point now, Taiwan reverts back to China. But Taiwan wants to maintain the sovereignty that they had when originally they were a colony of the UK. So, but what are you going to do if you don't want to renegotiate another deal? Though China wants Taiwan because of a lot of reasons. Number one, Taiwan is completely modern city. As a countryside, it's got access to modern electricity, it's got access to infrastructure, it's got industry, technology. China wants a piece of the pie. Okay? So that's the one difference here. Ukraine doesn't have any kind of agreement like that. But Ukraine has been doing ever since Crimea. No, not Korea, Crimea. Crimea. Crimea, which is a region between Ukraine and Russia. They had the Crimea War, okay, in the 19th century. So you see, this is an old problem that stems back long, long ago. Now, add to the fire is the fact is that prior to the breakup of Russia, the USSR, okay, Ukraine was a Russian or Soviet state. All right. During the fall of of socialism in Russia, Ukraine became its own independent country. Sounds fine, right? Except the problem is that the Eastern Ukrainians had a referendum. It was voted on to leave or in return to Russia. Western Ukraine was like, hell no, we don't like this. The referendum's not in our favor. We declare it null and void. Which is when the Civil War started. This has nothing to do with Russia. It wasn't even involved here. Now Russia is involved because Western Ukraine wants to join NATO. But Russia doesn't want NATO breathing down its back door. You know what I'm saying? They don't want the hot breath on their backside. So, actually, it's their front door. But anyway, the point is, also there's the issue of Russian products, i.e., Russian gas, that is actually the Rosneft, which is going to be shipped through Ukraine to partners in Eastern Europe or Western European states. So that's the problem. Is the issue of who gets control of which infrastructure, and of course it doesn't help any that some of the politicians are kind of like not willing to at least look at the situation from the deeper level. Angie's not here yet. Well, when we have the Rumble Royale, who's going to be buying front row tickets for it? I'm not interested in seeing that. But more like WWE SmackDown Royale. In this corner, with over 4,000 members of its tag team, China! And in this corner, again, with 4,000 members in its tag team, Federation of the Soviet Countries, Russia! This match will continue to the end of all tag team members. There is no TV time limit. Ding! Round one! has COVID if she survived against it. Now it isn't. But don't forget, she's also got some of the best medical team. Trump had COVID. He survived. Remember, there was a lot of research that was done thanks to the sacrifices of many of the early un I don't want to say welcome participants because they really weren't willing participants, but they were the first ones that helped us to figure out what was going on. Right. I won't go there too much. She's about 90 years old, almost 100, isn't she? I know her husband, Prince Andrew. Oh, Philip, I'm sorry. Wasn't young either. I think he died about 99, I think. She's had a long life. She's overweight like I am. Actually, she looks pretty good for her age. I'm surprised. Carlos, what you might want to do is contact the Senior Citizens League. They have been pushing Congress, lobbying them for a stimulus check for over a year now. And I think that we are going to get a stimulus check. I think we will get that stimulus check. What do I mean by wash the sidewalk? Normally, a garden hose works fine with a little bit of, you know, like laundry soap or with even a scrub brush. Right. Yeah. Power wash would work fine, but if you don't have that, a high pressure blast of water from a spray nozzle would be better than nothing. Well, I gotta get some better headphones anyway, because these do slip off my ears. Not as bad as the little white ones are. The white ones are cute. I like the little white ones, but they just were over the ear instead of on the ear. They could have been some fit. They could have been some really, really badass, wonderful headphones. But unfortunately, they're not over the ear. These are, but these have, seen a lot of use, and they're kind of starting to. Yeah. Whatever. That's one way long. All right. Anyway, so the Probably. Oh well, let's see where we stand right now. Streaming on Twitch, but there's no one on Twitch. Streaming on Twitter, there's no one on Twitter. I got a panel open, but no one even knows about it. It's because you didn't say anything about the panel. Oh. Yeah, we had the panel open the whole time. So, gotta get some things done. Now, one of the things is what we will say about the Ukraine situation, which I'm not totally oblivious with, is I don't know if Dimitri is going to be making very many more pairs of ears during this time. So I think more than likely, if there's any ears to be made, I think if there's going to be any kind of situation with everything's alright with me. Okay, that's the way it should be. Okay, so I'm waiting to see if the AdSense sends me a check today. Oh, I did sleep last night on my own. And had slept on the couch. I actually wanted to sleep in this morning, but Ed wanted to take to bed because the couch was killing his back. And he's like, "Come on, Michelle, now it's my time for the bed. Ooh, I want to sleep longer. You snore too much." So what? You got a 10 o'clock show. I know. You're a lousy snooze alarm. Let me go back. I really was tired. I really wanted to just basically sleep in. But, yeah. We sleep in shifts. Yep. He can't afford to buy one. Yeah, well, we sleep in shifts. It's the best solution for the time being. Or we'll sleep together sometimes, too. But he's like he says, he's snoring. So do you. But I don't even wake you up. Yeah, could you imagine me and bought the bed together? Oh, God. And then they'll be like, "It's my bed, too!" What? It's the only solution we can come up with for the time being, the sleep in shifts. Yeah, I know. No, I wouldn't worry about that. Well, he knows I gotta get up at a 10 o'clock show in the morning, so it's not during my inconvenience. He knows that I get up usually up by 8 o'clock to do a 10 show. And then I go crawl in the bedroom, usually about 10 o'clock. But what happened was last night is I did a late night show because everybody was asking me for a show. And I figured, oh, well, since the computer right now seems to be working fine, I'll go ahead and do a show. And so that's what I did. And let's see. I don't like the fact that the PCI fan is still running fast like that. You think that's fast? Look at Boosta. I know. But that's. I think, Michelle, you could be fine if you turn the speeds back down to lower levels. But you're right. The fact that the CPU is only maintaining a temperature of 43 degrees Celsius is good. Yeah. Um, Noodles. First of all, there's appropriate and inappropriate conversation. What you're doing is inappropriate conversation. It actually is considered sexual harassment. And I'm warning you right now, if you continue, you're going to have to be removed from here. Okay? This is not the place. This is not the appropriate topic for this channel. And I'm not going to sit there and be made to look like a piece of meat in a meat market. Okay? Do you get my understanding? I'm a patient person. I've tolerated a lot. But somebody who clearly needs to take a cold shower and understands that the legal ramifications of their sexual talk, you're old enough as an adult. You're born in 1980, okay? You're a 40-something-year-old, 42-year-old man, okay? You know this. You know the law. You know what it says about sexual harassment. Please stop right now, or I'm going to have to not only kick you off here, but I'm going to have to report you to the authorities. All right? I'm just telling you right now. You know what? I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to report you to YouTube. That is not acceptable at all. I'm sorry, Noodles. I tried. For unwanted commercial, no, sexually explicit material, child abuse, sexual harassment. All right, right. Sorry, Noodles. This is not acceptable talk. And not only that, but I am also going to have to put you away. Go take a hike, Noodles. Okay. Because there's places where you can talk about that stuff, and this is not the place. Um, Russia is kicking it. It is not how it will happen again. If you don't miss it, and you will join us on this subject. Guys, I don't want to hear any more about Russia. Really. I've already explained the history to you about the situation. Oh, I already reported him to YouTube just now. But if it does become more extreme, I will get on the phone because I do know Noodle's contact information. No, I gotta go to the pharmacy, which is past the soup kitchen, to get me refills. I got soup kitchen lunches from a couple from last week to eat here. To chicken and rice and peas dinners. Now, by the way, one thing I'm going to point out about the computer situation is last year I found this out the hard way. This computer hates a hot room. So next or this summer when it gets warm, we're probably going to be doing videos out on the porch more than anything. No, I'm not talking to Noodles. Well, unfortunately, by the time I get back, more than likely the soup kitchen will be closed anyway. Noodles, I'm not dealing with you right now. Get lost. Actually, I don't even need the panel open anyway. There we go. Now, just give me a processor a little bit of a reprieve. Red, I don't want to hear anything more than he has to say. Okay? I don't even want to hear any more about what he has to say. I have warned him that he must not talk like that on this channel. He has done it on the show live, in conversations on the show. Okay? Only because Noodles is starting to get feisty and I'm not. It's already 11:47 anyway. But you're right, people are starting to come in here now. Maybe Red can explain it to you, Brian Kang. No, I haven't pulled today's Oracle card yet. Let me do that. Let's see. Randomly pulling a card like I usually do. I'm getting two in the process. Alright. Two cards came up are Mary Magdalene, Courage, and Visionary. First card. Okay. She's also one of my relatives, apparently. Priestess of the Triple Moon, number 38. So let's pull the numbers up here first. 38 and 23. 38 and 23. Okay, so let's start with 23 first. Mary Magdalene, man, right on top of it. Perfect go. Her Mary Magdalene's message. She says, stay focused on things of true importance. You have nothing to prove to anyone but yourself. The spiritual walk is a personal one. Have courage and do not shy away from your purpose. Step up and speak your truth powerfully with grace and wisdom. Trust your inner strength to lead you to wherever you are meant to be. Awaken the love within and all around you. Know that you are held in the arms of love and cannot be separated from the love that created you. One gentle, empowered voice can set a grand and sacred designs into motion. Pay attention to intuitive guidance and revelation and share those things revealed to you. Expand your knowledge into more truth, more clarity, and more grace. You have gifts that can help make the world a better place. Share what you know with patience and devotion. Remember to address challenging people with compassion and integrity without sacrificing your needs or losing sight of your purpose. Number 38, however, is way over here. Okay, here we go. Priestess of the Triple Moon. It says, you are ageless and timeless, a spirit in human form. You are crescents full and waxing moons, mother, maiden, and crone energy. Unlock mysteries and manifestations. You are in perpetual motion, and yet you are a constant burst of divine energy. Be open to learning from the three aspects of the priestess, the mother, maiden, and crone, as you expand and evolve. You are you are protected, living human experience on earth, separate from the others in many ways, yet perpetually connected. Your essence is divine and sacred, a unique and powerful independent force, and at the same time you are part of all. Your stories are ancient and eternal, past, present, and future. Be encouraged to take in the truth of the whole of who you are. Strive to embody the virtues, gifts, wisdoms, and powers that reside within you. This is your sacred contract to experience life in a way that causes you to evolve into your best self. Allow each experience to move you through all stages of the triple moon, waxing and waning, floating with each stage. Focused on gratitude. You are not alone. Interesting. Wiggle my off here, so very interesting reading. Very interesting reading. What? Paul, come on, give me a break. So, today I'm gonna walk to the pharmacy, gonna get my refills, and then I might do a vlog over at McDonald's. No. Why the hell would you want me to do that anyway? Well, that was the whole idea, was to go out, take care of a couple things, and instead of sitting around the house, because I need my refills. No, what? What the hell are you guys thinking about that for? Uh, I gotta make sure to get down there before it starts raining at 3, so. Well, panel's up now, guys. I think you gotta go. Goodbye. Well, I'm gonna be trying to make rocket fuel. Ugh. Paul, don't enable the guy. Okay, let me explain why. You was talking about inappropriate topics before you even came on this morning. Namely, sexual harassment! Yeah. Yes, Fred, I see you. I'm not dealing with noodles. Oh, fuck, you might as well deal with it and explain to him once and for all, so you can understand it officially. Let me explain one thing to you, noodles, before you even open up your mouth.
No.
I have told you not to talk like that on the show about sexual activities. Okay? You have been warned. I have told you repeatedly that this is not the appropriate place to talk about that stuff. Until you understand, I'm not going to tolerate that. You're 42 years old. You know this by now. You know what the laws say. And you also need to know that there's certain things that I will not tolerate on this show. Okay? Do you get it? I think you do. Now, if you want to say something that's not in that line of vein of thought, you could talk about it here fast, but I've got to get ready to go and take care of some other things too. Yeah.
Oh, Michelle.
What? Hi, Toodles. How you doing?
I want to put at least 3 fingers inside your mouth. I want to put.
What is it with
Same
you
time.
and this? What is it with you and this
I want
talk?
to feel the heat. I want to feel the heat coming off your crotch.
All right. Look, Noodles, I warned you once already.
I want to
I'm sorry,
lick the
but
soup
you gotta go.
off your
Okay?
lips.
Goodbye. Inappropriate
sauce.
talk. Inappropriate talk. Get out of here. Holy fuck on toast. Yeah, there. Yes, Paul.
Michelle,
What?
after you take Noodle's saliva lubricated fingers out of your mouth, I'd like you to slide 2 into the pink and 1 into the stink, if you know what I mean.
Paul, don't get started, okay? I already basically
And then I
filed a report on him.
want to
And
lick those elf ears, Michelle,
I don't even
until
want
the
to.
glue comes off. And then I'm going to stick one on my penis. Put it in your butthole. Yeah.
All right, guys, I gotta go. I have things I have to do. Paul, I'm gonna let you guys go because I have to get. All right, guys, enough. Goodbye, everybody on the panel. All right. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm not happy with it. All right. To all those at YouTube, I'm not encouraging this kind of behavior. I don't approve of this behavior. All right. I have filed 2 harassment reports on one person. One on Google Meets and one on YouTube itself. This is not what this channel is for, and I'm not going to go there. Anyway, I have to get going and I take care of some business. And find out what I'm supposed to get paid from AdSense. Usually I get paid. I usually see some kind of notification by today. Yeah. All right, guys. So for now, we'll talk really soon. Have a nice day, everybody, and do me a favor, stay safe. Yes, it is going to be warmer today, but it's going to be a little bit on the wet side because of the rain. And I'm going to go to the pharmacy, so I got to head down there before I get soaked. So for now, I'll let you guys go. Stay out of trouble. Bye-bye.